Misty, lovely to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So first of all, please tell us about your character in The Nutcracker.
So in Disney's Nutcracker in the Four Realms, I am playing the role of the Ballerina Princess, which is a role that Disney kind of made up and created for me, because within the story that they're basing this story off of is really more taken from the book rather than the ballet. So we needed a way to really bring ballet into this film, as the Nutcracker is known for being a ballet. But I'm really there to tell the story of the Four Realms through dance.
And it's a beautiful dance. So obviously, I mean, who wouldn't want to be in a Disney film?
Yeah.
But why did you specifically say yes? Why was it important to you to take this character role?
I think that, whatever it is in my career and whatever things come my way and are offered to me, like, I would never be a part of something that I think didn't make sense with what I stand for, how I feel about, bringing diversity to more people or bringing ballet to more people. Like, this literally was the perfect opportunity. So, of course, I was like, yeah. To be able to be a part of a Disney film, which I think has had so much, Disney films have had so much impact on me throughout the course of my childhood. But then to be able to be a brown ballerina princess on the stage, on the big screen, and for so many young people to see that representation and to see oh, you can look like anything and be a ballerina, or you can look like anyone and be, because of the diversity that's really captured with this cast, I think that it's really powerful for Disney to have that, and to be able to have everyone who comes to the theater to see this feel like they can be a part of something that, maybe they thought they couldn't.
And I find that I have a young daughter, well, she's a teenager now, but when she was younger, I avoided putting her into ballet because I kind of thought that, she's going to be told to tuck in her natural African bottom, and maybe, we don't know how, I didn't know how she was going to develop, but I didn't want her to feel insecure. So how did you, I've read previous interviews where you said that, you were aware that you had curves, you had shape, and this doesn't go with the grain of being a typical ballerina. Right. So how did you overcome those kind of body potential issues that could have arisen becoming a ballerina?
I feel very fortunate, first of all, that I started dancing so late. I was 13 years old, and I was in an environment, I wasn't in a professional school. I wasn't at the Royal Ballet. I wasn't at American Ballet Theatre school. I was at a small little studio, and I saw a lot of people around me that, were Mexican or they were Asian, and so my color of my skin was never an issue at that point. I was simply focused on becoming a dancer. But when I became a professional, that's when it all kind of was thrust at me. And I feel like I was mature enough to be able to handle it at that point in that stage in my life. But I mean, I feel like because I've been given this opportunity and I've never shied away from sharing my experiences as a Black woman, whether they be bad or good or whatever. I think it's how I've presented it, but I think it's important to tell these stories of what so many Black people have experienced in the dance world, especially the ballet world, because we can only become better by hearing those things. And I think that so much of my mission has been to bring diversity to classical dance, and so I think, again, by having representation in this film, it's going to give so many young people this feeling that I can do that.
And what are some of the misconceptions? Because, like I said, I decided not to put my child in ballet. What are some of the misconceptions or myths that you could kind of clear up for us about going into ballet? But also, what are some of the realities? Because I guess as you get older, it does become maybe more expensive. And if you're working class or from a low economic background, these things can be challenges. But if you have a talented child or someone that you think could go down this path, what kind of things would you say on both sides?
That's so much of what I'm trying to do. I started a diversity initiative through American Ballet Theatre and the Boys and Girls Clubs of America called Project Plie, and the point of it is to try and give people an opportunity from every community. Those communities that don't have the means and or don't have the exposure, have never seen or heard classical music, seen ballet, and I feel like that's kind of the first step. I feel like some misconceptions are that that you can't have any body type and still use ballet to create a dancer, and I think you can. That if you're being trained in the right way, you don't have to tuck in your butt and pretend it's not there. That actually bulks it up more. That another one is that we have to eat. Not all of us have eating disorders. I think that to be an athlete, you have to feel your body. We can't be in the studio for 8 hours a day jumping and dancing and sweating and not eating. It wouldn't last very long. But I just think that it's beautiful to be able to have this platform of Disney to kind of break some of those stereotypes, and to kind of just bring forth something that is so meaningful to me, and that's bringing diversity to ballet.
And what makes ballet ballet? Because there was a little bit of a backlash. Sorry, there was a bit of a backlash to the hip play dancers.
Yeah.
You know, they combined hip hop moves and ballet, and there was a backlash to that.
Yeah.
But obviously, something like ballet does have its structural forms and its rules. But what makes ballet? What is it?
I think that it's something that will learn and grow throughout time, but yet it still sticks to this incredible technique that doesn't need to change. It creates the most beautiful and amazing movement, and I think one of the reasons that people think that ballet isn't athletic or that it isn't difficult is because the technique is so incredible and we work so hard to make it look easy. And so I think that, no matter what, how people bring their own interpretation from their love of ballet, like I think it's going to enrich someone's life in some way. Whether they're learning about ballet for the first time because of hip play, that's amazing. Then there's that community that they would have never even known what ballet was, and now they do because of that. So that's amazing.
And finally, best moments on set, and then we going to see you on the big screen in the future. More acting?
Just dancing. When we weren't when I wasn't waiting around, it was like when the cameras were rolling and I was just dancing, and especially performing in the sequence that happens when the credits roll, which I absolutely love. I think it's so incredible and a beautiful way of ending the film. But I think being on those sets and really just dancing and seeing this amazing, beautiful product through the film.
And will you be acting some more acting?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm just going to keep doing my ballet thing until I can't anymore and then figure it out.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's so nice.